speak to Nathan Taylor, Treasurer General of the activist group Pay the Grants. Thank you very much, Nathan, for your time this afternoon. Government issued an apology yesterday, including Postbank. You believe this is not enough? Why?
Hi, David. I hope I'm audible. So, I mean, okay, yeah, I guess you probably can understand our stance. We don't believe it's enough, or at least rather we believe we've heard the apology too many times. And it's just a simplification of the issue, a moving of the blame, and a play around with words to call a crisis in a huge number of people's lives a technical glitch that just keeps repeating.
Let's talk about
the way we see it. Sure.
Finish your thought. I was going to ask, perhaps we can expand on what you call a crisis in people's lives. From the work that you do and speaking to people on the ground, what are they telling you?
So I think it really comes down to the importance of language with these things, especially goes to everything. But when you see in social grants, when they're technical glitches, SASSA will tell you, oh, you know, it's a non-payment of 8%. It's a delay of 2 or 3 days. It's maybe just a week. It's this little kind of play around with language, but to somebody in the middle class, you'd be like, oh, you know, it's not a problem. It's just an inconvenience. And what's interesting is how it was also this week on the 12th of September, another article came out of another woman, another mother in the Eastern Cape that could no longer feed her kids to the point where she unalived them and committed suicide. And that was just on the heels of today on this payment issue. So when we talk about a technical glitch, you're talking about people. What it kind of comes down to when you talk about people living below the breadline already, and you have to live in a system of communal support, scrapping to make things work, and very often microfinancing and microloans with horrendous payback schemes. If you miss by a day, you really are behind on your payment schemes. You're really behind on your communal trust and whether people will help you out or not. Let alone the fact with the SID that they can just never be told when they're going to be paid anyways until the day. And the problem is that it just becomes a play on words for politicians to put band-aids on. The idea that it's beyond the department's control, DST, we recognize what Lindy is saying, but we more than maybe not so politely refuse that idea. The fact that DST and the Department of Communications does oversee Postbank, it does oversee SASSA. You are involved. There's just simply no other way to paint this. You can't find a scapegoat that's not at your own doorstep. The idea that it's the 4th time in 12 months, well, first of all, that's a huge red flag that we didn't need to wait till now to figure out. But it is more than 4 times. It happens every month. And the funny thing is, it's not just Postbank. Postbank might just be somebody who's easy to blame at the moment. Because if anything, they're probably set up to fail at the moment. Every month we see these payment problems, every month. And this is why we've launched a court case against. This is why we've tried to engage the government again and again and again. And it's just not really seen as a problem until it's a crisis in media where they have to show up to make an apology. When Ndue talks about the importance of coming up with a communications plan so that beneficiaries don't panic, it's wonderful. It's a really brilliant idea. We actually do want that. We've asked for that for more than a year now. The funny thing is they've actually, even with the SID specifically, they have finally actually decided on dates for the payments. They still don't tell the public that. The idea that they care about communication now to actually give people a sense of certainty, it's damage control. It's hard to see it as anything other than that. So I'll stop there.
Nathan, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Nathan Taylor is the Treasurer General of the activist group Pay the Grants.